Millie moved to Goa, Millie, how many years ago?
4 years ago, Mansi. Leaving city life was not an easy choice, especially when the business was flourishing and like it was doing really, really good. I would say the craving for quality life and fresh air made it easier for us. We tried to get work before we moved because that was our major concern. For us, there wasn't any work from home option.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Kids Stop Press podcast. And very excited to chat with a friend, Instagram follower, and an admirer of Millie's work. And very happy to chat with her on a topic which I think all of us have deliberated through this pandemic, which is hashtag work from anywhere, and thought, oh, we could do it from the hills, we could do it from the beaches. Day 4 of putting up that story on our Instagram, and we're like, okay, I want to go back to the comfort of my home in an apartment where there's everything, and I can order pizza at the drop of a hat, and I can make things available at the drop of a hat. Millie moved to Goa. Millie, how many years ago?
4 years ago, Mansi.
4 years ago. And tell us a little bit of city life and why you picked Goa, and what was the thought process about moving from city life to Goa?
So before moving to Goa, we were in Delhi, and pollution was at its peak. It's still almost the same like that. Leaving city life was not an easy choice, especially when the business was flourishing and like it was doing really, really good. So it wasn't an easy choice, but I would say the craving for quality life and fresh air made it easier for us. Fresh air was something that it was just becoming impossible at that time living in the city. So that was the reason that we decided to move to Goa. It was possible for us as photographers. We knew that we would get work over here. So it was possible for us to decide and, kind of take a smooth approach towards the entire move. We prepared for work beforehand, and we tried to get work before we moved, because that was our major concern. For us, there wasn't any work from home option. So yes, that is the story. My husband and I, we both we both have lived in different cities, many countries, different countries, and we both were always fond of quaint and calmer place. So yeah, for us it was easy. It wasn't that difficult.
Right. Tell me, when you said that you decided to move out of Delhi because of the pollution, did you consider any other city, or what made you pick Goa?
We thought of Bangalore, but then we realized that it's almost the same. And also we had spent a lot of time and we had studied in Bangalore. So, we knew that Bangalore is not the same. And Dehradun was another option that we had thought of. What made us pick Goa was ocean.
Right. So tell me, if you have to draw up a list of 10 things that, families who are looking at moving out of the hustle bustle of a city life, what would those 10 things be to check box that, okay, I can live without this, I can do with this?
Okay. So the very first thing, Mansi, and I think I would repeat this sentence again and again throughout, and I keep stressing on the fact, is the first thing that a family needs to think about when they want to leave the city is, are they prepared to leave the city behind? This is my this is my first checklist that, are you ready to leave the city? Because you will have to, of course, life won't be the same. You will have to make not exactly compromises, but it won't be the same. It will be different. That's the first thing. Second, if you're choosing a city which is something countryside or outskirts, then internet. Internet is a huge part of our lives. We need internet. So internet is second thing. Third is school. Are you ready to leave the rat race? Are you ready to learn new language?
Job opportunities. Will I get work there or not?
Yes, job opportunities. Job opportunities also in terms of pay scales might not be the same. So we need to think about that. Less choices. The choices are very less over
Right.
here, like, as compared to the city life. We don't have similar, like, we do not everything is available very easily. And we have, although with e-commerce picking up, I think we have access to everything, but less choices is something that I would stress on, which was one of the reason why we chose to move out. We wanted less choices. This is something that we were really looking forward to, especially from Dhriti's perspective. I think kids these days are just bombarded with, like, this, that, sab kuch, like, where
Huh.
everything is very easily available. So less choices. Um, how many points did I? 10
Doesn't
minutes.
matter.
Doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't matter. I think we've
Okay.
we've we've kind of got the crux of it. But if I have to ask you, that you mentioned a very important thing, which is pay scales, right? And everybody is so overtly and less choices, and I think that the excess amount of capital kind of also increases our options to choose from.
Mhm.
Is it because you chose to live with less that made the decision making easier, or you feel you can still make the same kind of money now post pandemic sitting anywhere and it doesn't matter? Like,
Um, no, no,
no.
no. I think it totally depends on what your work profile is, but I have seen, like, one of my very close friend. She's a lawyer. She has quit her job, but she can't find the right, like, she's just not able to accept new job because of the pay scale. Like, she's
Yeah.
like, no, this is very less. So you have to make that. You have to make that compromise. If you don't want to tell, like, use the word compromise, you have to accept it,
Yeah. Yeah.
that we have less choices. And yes, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, as a family, what were the family, and especially as parents, right? What were the couple of key things that you felt, yeah, ye sab to theek hai, but this is not okay, right? What are those compromises in the parenting space that you really made? Is education a big part of it?
So we had very few schools when we had shifted. Finding the right school, most of the schools that we visited, we were not happy about. Finding the right school was challenging. But Mansi, no, we are happy. I mean, there was no compromise. I feel, as I said, I feel the first question is very, very important. Are you ready to leave the city behind? If you are ready to leave the city behind, if you have accepted that, then there is nothing. There is no, I mean, I don't think I'm missing on anything. And we are very, very sure about it for
Do
us.
you feel that because you are a creative person by profession, this is a easier decision to make, both from a professional standpoint and as a family, and your approach to education?
We both, my husband and I, are engineers. And like, I have worked with companies like SAP Labs, Wipro. He has worked with Infosys. We both have quit the corporate job. So I would say no. I mean, we like, yes. Now we are into completely creative line, but no, education is important for us. The right education is important for us, and I'm not talking about the percentage, or, like, knowledge is important for us.
Right.
Yeah. So as long as that is being served, we're happy.
Right. Right. But tell me, as a parent, is there enough interaction with fellow parents, like-minded children? Is there enough social interaction for your child?
Yes.
There is.
Yes. Sometimes, so we live in the city. We don't live somewhere outskirts, so it's easier for us. But sometimes, yes, other parents, they have to run around for play dates, and to get enough interaction for their kids. But it's easier for us just because of the place that we have chosen.
Right. So would you say that families who are looking at this move should not go go from an extreme, go to an extreme, which is leave complete city life for complete isolation, right? City life for a lesser or a slower paced city life. Would that make more sense?
Yeah, that makes more sense. This is what we realized when we were looking for places. Initially when you decide to shift, um, it's all like, you'll be living in the middle of nowhere and it'll be like,
Yeah.
very beautiful. And so we have dreamt, the first dream was like that. But when we started hunting, like, looking for space, when we started looking for, multiple things, like I said, internet, we realized that no, it's not a very good idea to, completely jump from a city life to nowhere, like, to in the middle of nowhere. And I think that was a very right decision, because we never faced internet problems. We did not face, social interaction for us as well as for Dhriti. It was absolutely fine because of the because of the city we chose. So I would suggest, yes, when you're thinking of that jump, then think carefully, like, how much can you manage?
But I must ask you this, that when people say that it's all cool, and it's very glamorized now, which is slow living, and and all of that. Tell me, and the concept of slow living has really dramatized by Instagram, right? Like people see like a cup of tea and mountains and whatever. What is slow living? And what is the reality of slow living? Like, are you not that nagging mom who's got like a belan in her hand and saying, "Chalo, chalo, jaldi jao, jaldi idhar pahunchna." You're not that mother. Switch on your camera, switch on, get to class. Is that, will that be erased if I'm a slow living mom?
To some extent, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not like, I mean, school is important, of course. But no, there is no pressure of like, no, you have to be. I think by this age, they want to be online with their friends also, right? Because
Yeah.
school is the time when they're actually getting to interact with their peers as well. She is not into too many, that hyperactivity thing from one class to another class sort of thing. One of the main reason why I try to avoid that is screen time, because everything nowadays is online. So no, she's really into music. She plays a lot. She has a piano. She plays, and she spends a lot of good amount of time, playing, singing, dancing. That keeps all of us happy. There is no rush, Mansi. No, there is no
So
rush.
what जो दिखता है वही, that's the reality.
Yes.
Wow, that's really incredible. So you have to be calm person for that, and not like a super
But
anxious.
to leave that rush, you need to leave the rat race.
Yeah.
So I don't have like, I have peers who have reached from somewhere like, some 5K Instagram to some 100K or whatever. I think you need to be satisfied with the pace. Like, so for me, that pace is important. And by slow life, it doesn't mean that you're getting lazy. So you have to draw that thin line that you can't get lazy. Like, you have to work. Your day has to be productive. That's important. But in the, like, still there shouldn't be any rush. Work at your own pace, live at your own pace. That's what I would say.
Right. Yeah, which is hard, which is, I think you're making it sound very, very easy. But tell me, we've spoken of the struggles. Tell me the advantages of slow life. Meaning a lot of parents and a lot of families are listening to this conversation. सब सही जवाब देना, वरना तुमको ढूंढ के ना, if they do the migration going by your answer, then they're going to come beating you up. तुमने तो बोला था बहुत मजा आएगा, ये देखो.
Okay.
And especially with Indian moms, right? हमारा मतलब एक दिन house help doesn't come and the mother is in a foul mood. So I hope all those situations are managed when you're thinking of slow life.
It's about acceptance.
Yeah. Oh my God, guys, she's amazing.
It's about acceptance. Like, nahi aayi hai, maid nahi aayi hai, theek hai. Like, maybe one day the house will be a little bit more messy. Maybe you'll need your kids' help, but you know that itna hi help milega. So you be happy with that, that amount of help that they're giving. You be happy with the amount of help your husband is giving. And then you know that after 2 days, the maid will come.
Yeah.
Or 30 days the maid will come, something like life like that. The biggest advantage of slow life is it's a less competitive world. This is a less competitive world. So there is, you have less peer pressure. Kids are still happy playing Ludo and Monopoly. There is, and trust me, my daughter plays Ludo and Monopoly every day with one of her friends, and they're not playing video games.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, for me, it's a big thing that after those 6-7 hours of online class, they're sitting and playing board games, like, or they're playing badminton or anything, or we are going to the beach, getting muddy, doing cartwheels, getting drenched, those kind of activities I'm talking about. Now, we have days, because I'm a photographer, when my shoots are going on back to back, it is crazy. I would not lie that, that I have time to peacefully drink chai and do all sort of things. It is crazy, and it is crazy for her as well, during those days, because I'm not available. But then there are days when I'm editing and when I'm doing my other things, which is peaceful. So it's about acceptance.
Right. Wow. Zen. Okay, while we're talking about your profession, before we hop on to the last segment, tell me, you built a very, very strong community and presence on Instagram. If you had to tell people, how did you go about doing it, and also monetizing it well, what would you say to people who are trying to monetize their work on Instagram?
That's a tough one. Okay.
Yeah.
Frankly, it was easier for me. It is still easier for me because I'm a photographer. Instagram is all about visuals. So I would accept, and I always say, even when I'm working with brands, I always tell them that you will get good content, because that's my job. Like, that's there inside me. I have all the equipments. I have team. I have, people helping me out to do whatever I want to do, like, whatever is my vision. So this part was easier for me, but otherwise, yes, like, being consistent, being creative, and working on your presentation skills. Presentation involves aesthetics, photography, everything, visual skills.
Right.
Because how much ever we talk about keeping things raw, we all know, Mansi, and I would not lie, Instagram is still about those, pretty things. No, if not perfect, thank God they're putting in effort to, to move from that too perfect and plastic looking Instagram feed, but still, some amount of aesthetics and prettiness into the whole thing. So, yes.
Right. And Delhi also, so one is, of course, the aesthetics part of it. What else, for somebody who's starting out, what would you say would be the 2 or 3 things that they must do? One is, of course, you mentioned consistency. The other is about great content. But, it's very hard to get discovered, right? So what did you think that you did, which worked for you from a discoverability perspective?
To understand where do you want to get discovered. Once you have that understanding that, this is my zone where I want to be discovered, I think you will start acting that way. I mean, I'm giving a very high level, I know it's a very high level description, but I'm also so, okay, fine. I'll explain it this way, that I have been advocating sustainability. And it is easier for me to do that because I've been following this lifestyle since like maybe 4 years. And I've now started doing it. So it's very easy. It comes very, very naturally. I think if we are doing something that comes naturally to us, we will get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, no rat race, like, just.
Right. No, I think you said a very interesting thing, which is discovered by who and make an impact where, right? That I think is very, 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 very important. Thanks so much for doing this. Thanks, Millie.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.